How to easy decorate a dresser. The top of a dresser and the wall behind it can feel like intimidating, odd spaces to decorate if you don't know where to start. But luckily you can achieve a balanced, functional, and beautifully styled dresser with just a few simple tricks. Create a balanced composition with large anchor pieces, or experiment with dynamic asymmetry. A tall mirror or framed picture can serve as focal points when mounted above your dresser, as can a collection of frames arranged in a gallery wall. Use a combination of lamps, vases, and other tall objects to add some height. From there, fill in the remaining space with your favorite trinkets, plants, and personal belongings. Method 1. Placing accessories on the dresser. 1. Designate storage spaces for your everyday stuff. Give your belongings a home to begin with and you'll never have clutter on your dresser. If you wear a lot of jewelry, for example, consider using a jewelry box, tree, or tray for storage. Place this in a convenient spot on your dresser before adding any other accessories. If your belongings are too big to sit on top of the dresser itself, make some space right next to it so you don't get into the habit of dumping things on the dresser. Try a wire or woven basket for catching your backpack or handbag and scarves, for example. By leaving room for your personal belongings, you're also adding your personal touch to the decor. Add a hat hook above your dresser if you wear baseball caps all the time. This could also be useful for displaying your summery straw hats that only get worn once in a while. 2. Brighten up your space with a table lamp. Lamps can be especially useful if your space doesn't get much natural light. Opt for a white or off-white lampshade for maximum light output. Pick out a stylish lamp base to add a pop of color or texture to your decor. Try a pair of matching lamps on either side of your dresser for the most symmetry. Visit a home decor store where you can mix and match lampshades and bases to try out different combinations. For a small dresser, choose a lamp with a narrow base and a relatively narrow shade. The shade should be narrower than the dresser so it doesn't feel out of place. 3. Place standing picture frames on your dresser for a personal touch. Use framed family photos or snapshots from your travels to add a personal touch that will make you smile each time you see it. Display your photos in statement frames to add some color and texture. Try a series of slender black or metal frames for a more minimalist look. 4. Display small trinkets on a decorative tray. If you have a collection of perfume bottles or figurines, consider arranging them on a round or rectangular tray. Choose a tray that's about half the depth of your dresser so it doesn't feel oversized. Feel free to assign a tray as a catch-all for your keys, sunglasses, or the contents of your pockets. This will keep your dresser tidy and prevent you from misplacing anything. Both functional and attractive, trays help ground small objects that would otherwise make the dresser look cluttered. Try adding height to the tray with one taller item, like a candle or vase. 5. Stack up some coffee table books beneath a smaller trinket. Select books with interesting spines and arrange them from largest to smallest, with the smallest on top. Use this stack to add some height to a smaller object you'd like to display. This could be a figurine, a vase or potted plant, or even a pair of glamorous shoes. For a minimalist look, only use books with white spines or black spines. 6. Arrange small-scale flowers or potted plants around your dresser. While a large special occasion bouquet can quickly brighten up your space, your dresser might feel empty once it's gone. To keep some greenery around, place one or a few small potted plants across your dresser. Or, keep a small vase on your dresser and fill it with a small-scale floral arrangement of a single flower variety every so often. To balance out your greenery, place one medium-sized houseplant, such as a palm or fern, on the left section and one or two smaller plants like a cactus, succulent, or aloe plant on the right section. Pick up a small bunch of seasonal flowers, such as tulips, daffodils, peonies for your dresser. If you do place a large bouquet on your dresser, keep it in the center so it remains the focal point while it's there. 7. Add height with branches and leaves. A handful of branches or tall grasses can be tucked into a tall vase. Try fake plants and branches for a low-maintenance look or consider using real ones to liven up your space. Try a single monster relief for a bold statement, or add some warmth with boughs of cotton. Consider a sprig of dried eucalyptus leaves that give off a fresh fragrance. Change up your decor seasonally with berry-filled branches for winter and blossoming branches in the spring. 8. Display candles in large lanterns or tall candlesticks. Candles are a staple for dresser decorations. Use candle holders and bold lanterns to add height and visual interest instead of just setting a small candle on top of your dresser. Try placing a matching pair of pillar candles in a matching pair of columnar candle holders on either side of your dresser. Alternatively, cluster a trio of tapers in short, medium, and tall candlesticks on your dresser. A poured candle in a decorative jar can be set on top of a stack of coffee table books. Method 2. Mounting wall decorations. 1. Mount a large mirror above the center of the dresser to enlarge your space. Whether you use the mirror your dresser came with or a standalone mirror with a unique decorative frame, mount it on the wall directly over the center of your dresser. A mirror will visually expand your room and reflect light. Plus, it's functional for when you're getting ready. Instead of hanging the mirror, try standing it up on the dresser and leaning it against the wall. Just make sure it's secure and won't tip over. 2. Display a piece of statement art above the dresser. Create a focal point for your dresser decorations by placing a metal wall sculpture, a framed picture, a thick canvas, or another unique work of art in the center. Mount it on the wall a few inches above your dresser or at eye level. Choose an artwork in portrait orientation to reduce the amount of blank space between your dresser and the ceiling. Try displaying a pair or trio of canvases to add interest. 3. Create a gallery wall above the dresser. Rather than just displaying one piece of artwork, curate a collection of your favorite pieces to display as a gallery wall. Gather a handful of framed pictures and other objects that can be hung up, such as hats, fabric, and various trinkets you may have collected. Experiment with different layouts by rearranging the pieces on a floor or table until you reach your favorite. Then go ahead and hang them up. Select pieces with a similar look and feel or a common theme. This will help make your gallery wall look intentional rather than accidental. Try to leave a similar amount of empty space between each object. 4. Hang a textile to add warmth, color, and texture. A brightly patterned silk scarf, a handmade macrame wall hanging, or a woven tapestry can all be mounted on the wall. You can focus on bringing pattern and color into your decor with a smooth textile, or introduce warmth and texture with chunky yarns and fringe. Any textile element can be attached to a rod with a cord tied to either side. This method of display helps by adding a little additional height above your piece of fabric. For an invisible mount, try securing adhesive-backed hook and loop strips to the back of your fabric panel and to the wall. Method 3. Creating a balanced composition. 1. Place one large anchor piece in each third of your dresser. If you're not sure where to start, divide the top of your dresser into 3 sections, left, right, and center. Each can contain one anchor piece, namely something tall and substantial. Experiment with placing tall, narrow-standing pieces either side section and leaning or mounting a framed picture or a mirror in the center section. Use a measuring tape to determine the total width of your dresser and then divide this in thirds to determine how wide each section should be. A lamp with an eye-catching base, a decorative vase, or a tall sculptural piece all work well on the left and right side. Wide dressers can look especially elegant when decorated symmetrically, with matching pieces on the left and right side. 2. Layer accessories to add dimension. Most dressers feature shallow tops, but you can add depth and dimension to your dresser by overlapping frames and accessories. Try leaning a smaller frame up against a larger one. Place a shorter item, or a small cluster of small pieces, in front of a taller object. If you're decorating a narrow dresser, layering will probably be necessary. If the lampshade covers part of the framed picture, that's more than okay. Try layering by placing a short poured candle in front of a tall jewelry tree. Consider offsetting a smaller vase in front of a bigger one. 3. Introduce color and texture into your decor with accessories. For visual balance, opt for pieces with a similar texture and materials. Or, create a dynamic composition with contrasting materials and textures. Whichever approach you follow, pick up the colors and textures from the rest of the space to bring the rest of the room's elements together. Try using a patterned lampshade that picks up the colors in your bedding. Pick out a vintage metallic sculpture to add some glowing warmth to your space. Try a piece of pottery on one side and a lamp with a ceramic base on the other for balance. For contrast, place a spindly metal light fixture on one side and a wooden globe on the other. You can always use bold accessories to restore balance to the side that carries less visual weight. 4. Soften up hard lines with accessories featuring organic shapes. If your wall-mounted pieces or the dresser itself feature strong or heavy lines, contrast this with the addition of curves and soft edges. Choose accessories that feature round or curved lines or organic shapes. Use plants and flowers to instantly soften up harsh geometric shapes. A thick black picture frame could be balanced by something like a round woven basket or a mini classical bust. Experiment by layering rounded accessories over geometric ones, and vice versa.